Welcome in, everyone. We were talking about War of the Worlds with Ice Cube and trying to figure out what was up with that. We've learned that the director is a guy that only does movies in that particular format, which is odd. And we've had discussions about that movie on my Discord every once in a while. It's a very odd movie, okay? And the base premise is probably good. If you add a movie about a DHS agent or an agent like that spying on people and spying on his kids, and then you have something going on, it'd be good. But no, they put aliens and tripods and whatever's in it, so it got really weird. We talked about a bunch of things before we got in. Don't worry.
Yeah. And to segue to our topic of the night, Ice Cube did it for the paycheck. A man with a mercenary heart.
He probably got a decent paycheck out of it, and he couldn't get the jabby jab, or he didn't want to get the jabby jab.
Yeah,
So it was this only thing he could do during that period.
He's also
but that means that
Minecraft.
Movie sat on a shelf for a while.
He's also doing Microsoft Minecraft ads right now.
Oh boy!
Oh, for some reason.
Ice Cube. I think that Microsoft's a partner for his basketball league.
I mean, he's
that too.
He's probably not the richest guy around. So, but you're saying that he has a basketball league, so he's probably loaded.
It's like it's a 3v3, 3-on-3 street rules kind of league.
Well, that's a good idea. It'd probably be more interesting than WNBA.
Oh, it's actually on. Hey, it's on a broadcast channel versus a cable channel.
There you go. There's a whole lot of things. Don't worry. The original reason we were talking about it was because of that beautiful Jessica Chastain series that is about to start, The Savant. This series will also be a glorious, glorious train wreck, and also probably 100% mercenary. I mean, Jessica Chastain probably is like, I need a paycheck and I need a decent one. I'll lead whatever series you put in front of me. I'll just do it. And it doesn't seem that she needed to work very hard for it either.
Wasn't she married to James Cameron at one time?
Is she one of the many is she one of the many reasons why he needs to keep making those Avatar movies?
I mean,
literally to pay for his exes. I mean,
look, if only 5 people watch The Savant, it's going to be Critical Drinker, possibly Razor Fist, possibly It's a Gundam, Arch, and then me.
No, Disparu's gonna do it and roast it every single episode.
I was gonna say
It's a Gundam is gonna get too high during the first episode and forget to finish it.
I was gonna say that sounds like a Nightmare Blunt rotation forming.
I mean, I don't have Apple TV, so I'm fine.
This is. I'm gonna sit there at my parents' house because they have Apple TV. I'm not paying for Apple TV. I'm gonna sit there with my mouth shut. I'm gonna watch it. I'll come back and report to you guys whether this is the dramedy of the 2020s or if this was just the worst thing ever. I'm hoping it's the best the unintended dramedy of 2025.
So Prof, you were asking where the 21st Centauri Lancers are. They're under sea.
They're under sea. All right. Why not? That is, the list for the mercenary commands on our friend Sarna is a little bit all over the place. But I mean, until we get someone to actually go and write an article on every single one of them on an alternate wiki, that's probably still our best bet. Because even the books, I mean, if you get the mercenary supplementals and everything, you're never going to get all the units and all the details on them.
You'll get the good ones though.
Didn't Catalyst just drop field manual mercs in the same vein as Davion and Kurita?
No.
Yes,
they did. Was that actually released?
Yes, I believe it was
that's an old one.
As soon as the FLGS gets it, I'll get it, and you best believe we're going to roast the shit out of it.
because I've seen a cover picture of it, but the answer was we've got too many other products being released, so we can't release it just now. And this is the
Okay,
product that
stop.
they're releasing right there, here, and that 30,
Okay, well,
25
no.
TRO.
Okay, it was supposed to actually come out in July.
Okay, so it's not out.
Further incompetence.
Well, the cool thing is no one asked for Snoop Loops and no one asked for Kung Fu Panda, the board game. So maybe they could drop those and focus back on Battletech.
Well,
And
there's
collab with random D&D streamers as well.
Look, the Snoop Dogg game they did, that's fine. Snoop Dogg paid for it. That's good. But I mean,
do we need?
Why do Voltron when you can also do Thunderbirds? They should be doing a Thunderbirds RPG. That'd be a lot more interesting. Actually, it would by a fair margin. A lot more potential.
Well, let's see. There's officially right now, 4 or 5 books for Mercenaries? You have Mercenary Handbook 3055, Field Manual Mercs, which was 3058, Supplement 1, Supplement 2, and then the original Force, whatever they called it, Combat Manual. Sorry. That's probably
what are they going to do with the incoming book? It's probably going to be a mashup of everything.
It's going to be no, it's going to be like the Davian book, or not the Davian, the Corrida book, a 100% reprint.
I'm going to be nice and just nod my head and be not.
How many times do you have a prediction for the artwork in that book? They're going to use that longbow. Remember the longbow that was in Davian and ended up in Kurita? It was in the same pose. They just recolored it. That longbow is going to have yet another 4-page spread. It'll be in the colors of
Kellhounds.
You know what? I'll go with Kellhounds.
Kellhounds and Wolf Dragons because they're the same damn thing.
Okay. So
we could
it'll
start
be Kellhounds or it'll be
that.
Wolf Dragoons. And then I guarantee you, Wolf Dragoons are going to have a crap ton of Clan Omni-Mech Primes. And even some second-line Clan Mechs, actually, on their rat.
Yeah.
And I'll bet you on the General Mercenary rat, there's going to, for the Heavy Mech rat, there's going to be Timberwolf, pick your variant.
Well, it depends if they make the book. If they make the book for its Succession War, like the Davion book, maybe not. Those books are a mess.
They did go up. Those books did go up to Clan Invasion because there were certain Kurita commands that it said, hey, you can bring vultures and mistlinks and stuff because they captured them. So those books did go up to the Clan Invasion. So
3052.
as far as mercenaries, so as far as mercenaries are concerned, Wolf Dragoons should at least do unmask and have clanies at that particular juncture.
I was about to make a bet whether or not Fox Patrol makes an appearance in the Mercs book, but if they're not going that far, he might be safe.
They'll do a special exception just for them.
God damn you.
God.
Agony.
I have invoked the horror.
Hey, we've got a map. I did mess with the cartography kit. If you're looking for it, I know it's pretty difficult to find because the Sarna people don't like to share it. You have to go on their Discord, and the Discord for Sarna is a mess. And they don't like newcomers, which is brilliant for a community thing. But here, you basically, if you want to do the cartography kit, and if you want to do that all make your own map stuff, you have to basically go on GitHub and download the packages from there. It's a JSON / script thing, so you do have to have decent knowledge of computers in order to use it. It's not the simplest tool around until you get it running. Once you get it running, you've got a good idea of what you're doing. And if you've got Excel on your computer, it's better. On my case, since I don't have Excel on my computer, I only have the cheap free version from Open Office, well, I have to deal with doing everything in Google Docs. But hey, it works. And basically, you've got the list of every single planet in Battletech, including dead worlds, including all that stuff. So it's a bit of a list, as you guys can see. Here's quite a few worlds. Not even done. There we go. Where it gets dicey is if you want to add your own worlds or add your own things. You got to make sure that you create the right IDs for them and the right locations for them, which is what I had to do for a bunch of worlds for my own stuff. But it's not super. That's the bit that's not really easy to do because it's not point and click. It really is like you have to try to figure out in your head where things are gonna go. So it's a bit of a hassle to use, but you can basically use it for whatever era you really want. Because here I'm at the very end here, since I'm messing with my own stuff. I go 30, 53, 55, 56. 60. And but I mean, all the other things are there. I just need to, expand it a bit, and I'd have the other worlds and the other things start showing up. And I mean, if you're doing a full-on campaign with all your friends and you're trying to, do map painting as the Curetans or as the whatever, you can use that tool to play with it. It'll work pretty fine. If you start adding stuff, it gets a little bit more difficult. There's oddities in it as well, but you can add your own factions as well. You just go to the factions page, you add a row, and you choose a color. You have to choose a color with the ash there, so try to figure out one that is not being used. But since there is also quite a few, 148 different factions overall, well, that could be you need to find one that works, or bring back the United Hindu Collective that is on there for some reason.
Sir, redeem United Hindu Collective, sir. Sir, you must redeem Hindu Collective to defeat Draconis Combine, sir.
Unleash the Juggernaut.
You do not want to face wrath of Juggernaut of Hindu Collective, sir. And that's us getting demonetized and instantly clicked off.
There you go. Could have been worse.
The Collector Stream 2.
I heard there was money and got here as fast as I could. Well, maybe I should open a betting pool to see some things in the Mercs Handbook. But then we'd have some people from Catalyst get into the game because they know about it. Hey, not bad. I managed to reduce in my own mapping from 839 abandoned worlds to 701. So 128 worlds I've repossessed on my own. Jeez.
Nice.
Well, I mean, I went with what you guys were saying earlier for the Lyrans. So basically, they claimed a whole lot of abandoned or semi-abandoned world towards the periphery. So that's a whole lot of them there. There's a few worlds here. I mean, all of those were all the clan worlds were more or less considered abandoned because they had no owners. So I painted that bit of the map. It actually shows the actual clan homeworlds, which is not on the current Sarna maps. What Crab sent me for what they were holding at the end of the War of Reaving. So
that is that is a plot point that could be explored sincerely by Catalyst.
Which
what
one?
is going on? What is going on there with the clan homeworlds? What's going on? Who is there?
It's a mystery
Are they
box.
up to something?
Why would they want
boxes.
to spoil their mystery box?
They're gonna wait until someone buys the franchise from them, and then they're gonna say
or
that
they
had
somehow
no
lose
idea.
the license.
Sad adder noises.
Sad adder noises. That is an appropriate thing to say. There was a few worlds here that I repossessed as well for the society. A few worlds for the Burroks, just about everywhere, because they're the Wolverine Union equivalent of the Clan Sea Fox, except that they're actual pirates rather than merchants. So I've got a few things here. This is the end of campaign map for 3060, with Canopus being gone. Unfortunately, no more Canopus. Half of the Mary and the Gemini being gone as well. Those little factions on the side of the Lyran Commonwealth being eaten up by the Rimworld Republic. So I've got a few things going here. I've got an actual map for the Axiomite Providence, a thing that has like 2 lines written in one book. Hey, I forced myself to write them a full history. That wasn't easy, okay? But I wrote them a full history.
It's more than they've other things have gotten.
I'm doing it for free, so of course I'm gonna have more work than they do. But and there's your Wolverine Union for Battletech Vengeance, with the Rimworld's Republic in the middle, the Steel Vipers there, the Mandrills here, with the planet of Far Away over there and close by. Wolverines, Burroks over here, the Ice Alliance at the bottom here until they get exterminated again. Shangri-La, Mecca, and Jerusalem for the Clan Blood Spirits. Forward, Future, and Destiny for the Word of Blake, and a whole bunch of worlds named after different scientists for the Society. And there's a Star Cluster 814 that nobody has claimed yet. But so I've got something here, and it's looking more and more legit. That's just the Inner Sphere map. No, that is also available. So we've got a Nova Cat's ear being Nova Catty. We've got the Smoke Jaguar's ear being Jaguary. We've got the Thunderboar's ear being Bory. All of that being good friends with the, what remains of the Wolf Empire. Because they're not as big as they used to be.
They got smashed.
Well, they sent all of their military to Terra. What they had left there was a bunch of third line units. I'm not going to even say second line here. It's third line units. So, let's talk Mercenaries. Now that we're at it.
Mercs.
Mercs. The concept of Mercenaries in Battletech has always been weird, at least to me, because it kind of fits, but it kind of don't in many ways. It's great for role playing, as someone said, but originally Battletech was meant to be knights riding their mighty steeds, which are battle mech, into battle, and that wouldn't fit with Mercenaries all that well, at least not in my opinion. Does anybody have thoughts on that?
I feel they fit during the Chaos of the Succession Wars fairly well. They don't make sense during periods of very unified rule. So they because what they did within historical context is just be armies for hire. So that would allow minor states or peaceful areas to sort of export. Minor states would hire mercenaries and fight it out, like the various Italian states in history. And then the Swiss, they were pretty much left alone, so they would just continually export mercenary armies.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it would depend, the creation of and deployment of mercenaries would depend really on the geopolitics. Why does this big house need to employ mercenaries in any sense when they have a standing military? They have a professional force. But then
for their own knights.
Yeah. Why pay for the military when you could pay someone else to actually furnish the military?
Right.
I just pay you where to go.
Right. Now there is the thing of why have your guys die when you can pay somebody to die for you?
Spanish.
So Right. I mean,
The British during the American Civil War too. They liked hiring Hessians.
That's the
All
Revolutionary
right,
War.
shout out the kids who fell. R.I.P. the German Hessians.
Yeah.
Well,
But even
my
then,
kids have some of that blood in them
right. But even
from my
then,
wife.
the Hessians
Dope.
were, I believe, at that time, Germany was still a serious, like it was a chaotic confederacy. It wasn't a
so
unified state.
they were
It was
still in
the
the French
Holy
zone.
Roman Empire, which was not holy, not Roman, nor quite an empire.
I thought
You know.
Frederick the Great had dismantled that.
Rome
No,
finally ended when the other Rome ended, when that one Rome ended, and then the other
but
Rome ended.
regardless, what I mean is that the Germans were from a area that the Germans came from an area that wasn't necessarily having a standing military, and
Mhm.
they were happy, and the British were happy to use them to amplify their actual forces. So they kind of fit a slight thing, and then you start getting to the modern era, and then you get things like deniable operations. You get private military companies, Blackwater,
Hmm.
and now you're seeing now with sort of national mercenaries, where you get stuff like Wagner Group, and they serve this sort of gray zone, deniable asset. Like everyone knows they're Russian assets, but they give the Russian government that they technically aren't actual Russian soldiers wiggle room. And so that's
Yeah, but
another
would you
angle.
really need that in a world where, I mean, for Wagner Group as an example, I mean, it's great when you're fighting over a stretch of 200 meters in Ukraine.
Right.
If you're fighting over a stretch of 200 light years,
Right.
it's
I guess
not
the
the same
one thing
thing.
is,
I feel they would in BattleTech. It doesn't translate. It was never going to translate 1-to-1, but there is the option for them to be assets, raiders. Oh, this is not a House Steiner Lear and Guard unit. This is Jimbo's Gunners.
well,
Don't
what
worry that they're
about
going after your strategic fuel supply on your capital planet. They are deniable.
well, here's another thing. So we're thinking on one planet, like you said, the Russians have Wagner Group, which is going to stay mostly in the Eurasian continent. Let's be honest.
Well, they've been in
Um,
Africa a lot recently. They're
but
basically being used as a Russian influence asset in
Right.
Africa.
but they're still local.
Yeah.
The
Right.
problem with
And they always
military
work
groups
for Russia.
usually, right? They, you'd have somebody who is from one planet who would probably not want to leave that planet.
In Battletech, I think a better example would be the French Foreign Legion.
Right.
But then again,
Technically not mercs, but they come
yeah,
from
but then
everywhere.
again, if you look at the French Foreign Legion, they're always going to work for the French. That's a problem I have with mercenaries and BattleTech that, have contracts with all the houses all the time. It wouldn't work very quickly,
Or at least in regards to strategic operations. Like,
Mhm.
there are PMCs that do international business for anti-piracy. Pirates are always going to be like, no matter what Battletech, pirates will be a thing in Battletech because it's space. There's always going to be that asteroid somebody can hole up on. So you can always have mercenaries show up and hang around, at least, especially in the regards to a security service role. Griffin Security Solutions is a budget-friendly garrison unit. You don't have to put your actual army here. You can pay some dumbass in a mech to sit down and shoot the pirates when they come by to steal your corn. And then you can use your actual military to go do military things against actual targets. So
that's the thing. That's what I'm personally doing a lot more in Vengeance. I'm statting actual PMCs that work for the corpos rather than the government, or they work for the government through the corpos. Like here, it's Lucian Armor Works, private security force. I mean, they work for private security force and they work for Lucian, but they're not. They're under the DCMS only vaguely in a way, but that is what Mercs would do most of the time. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, kind of like Comancho's Cabarellas.
Yeah.
They defend their own worlds, technically. That's what they want to do. But they've been fighting all over the universe and fought the clans and fought the everyones.
But they were hired by Uncle Chandy instead of to the.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. Like, the Wolf Dragoons kind of have the fiat because they're trying to bounce from faction to faction to scout it out. But that's something I do like about the McCarran's Armored Cavalry is they basically just stick with Liao the whole way through. They show up for the most part when Liao is like real desperate, and they stick around long enough to basically be absorbed as an irregular unit.
I think that's what would happen most of the time, at least in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's one of the ones I like, Black Outlaws. They started as Davian deserters, and then Rosalhog just used it for anti-piracy operation while they still exist.
I mean, that's, once again, that's the smart thing to do. I mean, if you use the Mercs as a police force, a PMC, something like that, it makes much more sense.
Yeah, they don't make sense as like an extension of a regular standing army. They can be a deniable asset. They can be a force multiplier. But the idea that they form this massive chunk of a house military.
Well, that's the thing. I have a few theories on that, and the first one being Battletech, when they envisioned the game originally, they had no idea how big it would be, and not how big as how popular it would be, but how big it would be.
The universe would be.
The universe itself, and that's just like a little part of it. That's just the inner sphere. And I mean, take out the periphery realms, because the periphery realms didn't exist at the start there. There was a few pirate realms in the north there, but there were no like other really things. But even that here, like did Davion spaces, I mean, that's not even all the worlds technically. There's probably another 300 worlds in the Fed Suns, another 200 worlds in House Kurita, a shitload more in our Steiner.
Now,
and I mean, this is way too big for what you have in that original, well, semi-original, because that's the first printing most people got, to be honest. There, the original Battle Droid box. I mean, we've got Rafe that has it on on my Discord, but I don't know anybody else who has it. This we add, me and my brother. That's the first box we got, and that with reinforcement 1 as the second box. We got that for Christmas. Everybody was sort of happy, and there you go. That's what you have. But if you read through it, it doesn't feel like a universe that's this big. It would be a universe that's this big, you know, just that little section near Earth there.
Yeah.
The
innermost
ROTS was supposed to be for Dark Age.
Yeah, I mean, a tiny little bit of planets. Everybody's mad maxing because you've got no resources, you've got no people, you got no money, and that makes a lot more sense. And then mercenaries in that particular situation make a lot more sense because it's those guys that have, you know, a bunch of mechs and a bunch of weapons that you hire because, well, you're broke and you don't want to lose your own stuff.
Now, in defense, I will speak for a moment in defense of mercenaries. We are a big part of BattleTech is that this is a neo-feudal setting. So hierarchy and centralization is not a common thing. You have lords squabbling and they're feuding. This guy's mad that guy's shipping lines are cutting through his territory. So mercenaries can also, I think that's the big thing. There has to be a distinction between like loyal mercenaries that are like bound to a house in the vein of like Big Macs, the McCarran's Armored, and then the freebooting contract as necessary. And then in that, a house could keep sort of a stable of mercenaries for influence, force projection, but they'll mostly be at the borders because they're once again they're irregulars. They're mostly going to be dealing with the periphery because you're not going to want to send this irregular force against a major house when you've got an actual military to go fight them.
Plus, many mercenaries at most are at a company level, and a lot of those are going to be mixed units anyway.
I mean, that was at the time where dropping a company on a planet was huge. But once you
I think that's what I was trying to get at was
big things.
Yeah.
if you actually go look at it, there was quite a few big giant Merc units. You know, they talk about Wolf's Dragoons showing up with 5 regiments. But there was we were looking at the list, and there's 8 to 10 units that have multiple regiments.
Right. And that's, I mean,
Hotsons,
the
Big
big
Mac,
the
Highlanders, ELH.
The
And those are the
Super
ones you know
one-
about. Dismal, Dishearted, not the 21st century, the Blue Star Irregulars.
I think Stormhammers. They're one of the newer ones.
Well,
but they got
Stormhammers
more
was a
Right.
division. Basically, they were out Steiner
the Steiner
forces,
faction
let's
for
be-
Dark Age.
Let's be honest. There, I don't think they were mercenaries on paper only.
Yeah.
I mean,
The 12th.
I
Vegan,
would see more mercenary units turning like what's Major's saying here, even though it's not what he's talking about directly, like the Big Mac. You'd have Merc unit, and after a couple of decades and things like that, they become house units. That's what the Kellhounds
became.
should have been as well. The Kellhounds should have had the exact same treatment as the Big Mac. They should have just become a house force for the Lyran Commonwealth.
But remember, the
always
Big
working
Mac's
for
now
them.
Mercs again.
Oh yeah.
For the
Because
book that
reasons.
nobody's read. Still, we're going on 5 months and nobody's read that damn book except me.
The
Which
12th
book?
Star Guards. You know who the 12th Star Guards is?
It was 8 regiments.
They were
Seven
Hauptmann
red.
General.
Yeah.
This
Look
is
at the commander. It's one of the Chevler's
Chevaliers.
the
Yeah.
Chevalier's descendant. But I mean, that's 8 regiments. I don't even know
an
they
army
are.
in its own right.
Yes, that is. And I mean, in this case, you shouldn't be just a mercenary. To be honest, if you've got 8
Yeah.
regiments of mechs, especially during the Second and Third Succession War,
You're
you
gonna
have a
be
state.
locked down. Yeah, you
have
can
a
carve
state,
out your
yeah.
own territory.
Or I mean, you are going to be a retainer to a major lord. You're
Right.
not just going to be a
Honestly, if you go through the list, almost every faction has 1 or 2 of these large units. Davians had the ELH forever that they even tried to company store policy them into being their unit. They also had
Hell, sorry, go on.
they then stole, the Capellians had the Big Mac and the Northwind Highlanders up until the Fourth War.
Then
Kurita as the what's the name? Amphibian Light Assault Group.
yeah, they used to have.
Yeah, well,
I think they had the Vegan Rangers also.
that would make sense. Yeah.
Wait, how are you pronouncing that?
Vegan.
I always
Vega?
pronounced it vegan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's the star of Star of
Smack
Vega.
you.
They're a bunch of vegans, okay? The entire planet, just the vegans. So it's the second worst place to go after the planet of CrossFit. Or maybe the third after the planet of bike.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Vegan Rangers is 4 regiments. That is a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
But of course, they got destroyed in 3067 because everybody dies in 3067.
But I think I have is that the big, massive Merc units are they would be absorbed by somebody, or
They would become their own nation states within a state. I mean, you would have, if you had major units
18.
like that, you'd have far more.
Carving out little St. Ives or toppling a chunk of the Canopus.
Mm-hmm.
18.
That's kind of like the Highland regulars.
Yes, well, what's up, Tanky?
I am about to drop out of here to go get checked out and come right back so we can continue this.
Not a problem. We'll get you back in
rousing
when you
discussion.
come back in.
Now, another
Hell,
thing is
The Crab had something here to say, so what's up, Crab?
Yeah, it's I believe it was the Highlanders. they basically got their planet back, and they've more or less run
Mhm.
it. And didn't Snords Irregulars also get a planet from
Well, a lot of the mercs,
the
a lot of the
Lyrans?
merc unit actually have their own planets.
Yeah,
They're like
the
in like the Great
Freehold.
Legion, they were given the Elm more or less, and then got screwed over. You know,
And then
Yeah.
they were given what was the other planet?
another planet where they got screwed over.
Pretty much. But the Snords Irregulars had Clinton.
Clinton, yeah, that's
Um,
right.
Wow. I have a good news for you, Fubo. I think the Snords Irregular article on Sarna is longer than the Fox Patrols.
Good.
barely.
Barely, but yeah, I mean,
We can
That's
help
because
that.
they had to add in all the whole Joshua Snord shit.
well, no, I mean they add a commander in some stories throughout. If you look here,
Yeah.
they never have a big O in their formations. Yes, their Joshua Snord looks like nothing. The version of
I
Joshua,
couldn't remember it.
he is boring as crap. My Joshua Snord is much more interesting, even though he's AI. I made a Joshua Snord that looks cool. Well, not really cool. That looks interesting.
No.
I mean, now that's a guy is an archaeologist and a douchebag.
That man looks like he's gonna try to sell me a used car and then shoot me with a revolver if I don't want to go farm tangerines.
I think there was a merc group that was all artillery. I think it was the Juggernauts. I forget what the first word is. It's called the something Juggernauts.
Steel Rain I think, was LRM unit, one of those LRM units, because I know they do exist. Steel Rain, but they're not a massive unit either.
Yeah.
Oh no, mercenary unit during the Second Succession War, and they died out. At least in this case, it's something pretty straightforward. Okay. What happens with a lot of those units, like this one here, Steel Rain, when FASA was writing is it FASA or CGL that wrote the Second Succession War rulebook?
It was CGL.
CGL. What they did was ask a bunch of people to submit their units so they could pad the book.
Yeah,
more units.
Like Leviathan's Wake is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And Leviathan's Wake is like one line for a paint scheme that wound up on Army Painter or Unit Color Compendium.
Yeah, but I mean, it fills out the backstory of stuff. But of course, if they were a good company, let's go with that. If they were a good company, this would be great for anybody that wants to come in and do the mercenary thing as a mercenary writer. I mean, I show up at CGL's door and I'm like, I want to write for Battletech. What do you have for me? Well, we've got the Steel Rain. They were a unit during the Second Succession War. I want to write about that? Sure, I'll write you a book. No problem. And this would work better, I think. They became the 7th ALAG. Well, there you go. That's a glorious thing for them to happen. Congratulations, Steel Rain.
Cameron's Legion was kind of the same, so now they're considered apocryphal. They're from Rush Wars.
Mm-hmm. Waco. How big was Waco's unit? Waco's Rangers. Was a regiment?
I think.
Yeah, it looks like a full regiment. Well, not huge, but pretty darn big. Okay, the fact that they have 1 Overlord, 5 Unions, and 3 Leopards. Is massive.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's
that is massive.
I could see a decent unit being maybe 1 or 2 Unions and a Leopard or 2 for just mobility.
Mm-hmm.
But that's you committing a lot of resources to the pile.
The Overlord allows you to bring an entire battalion in, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, and considering that those are supposed to be and the thing too is Mercios don't necessarily have to be an all-in-one basket situation. The big ones suffer that a lot, where it's like, hey, here's company, versus like our company can send one company can send a couple lances via Leopards to you, and then we can maybe get a couple more to you in time. It's like,
I mean,
decentralized commands are I feel an underused.
Too bad they were bad guys, because the Waco infantry guys look awesome.
Mhm.
Were they bad guys though? They were killing wolf dragoons.
Well, that's because
Were they? Were they?
well, that's still one of the. That's kind of like the Kane versus Jericho, where he tossed coffee on him feud. He
No,
just got
Wacko.
He
If
just
you
got
look,
accidentally stepped on.
like they got into it with the dragoons. Everybody died on both sides. Like bad things happened to everyone.
Wasn't there a jihad nuke at one point during this too?
No, they got
Yes.
killed.
Oh yeah, they were wiped out during the jihad.
Well,
That's what you're going to see.
they were
in
wiped
about
out before that.
95% of the mercenary units is they were killed during the jihad.
Yeah.
Well, Waco's Rangers, if you actually look at, got killed in the clan invasion. They went from one regiment to a company.
That does hurt. Okay, well there is
that. Because I forget what the cause was. They didn't want to listen to the dragoon person putting command, and they got wiped out on Coventry.
Poor them.
Yeah, they didn't want to listen to the Dragoons Delta Regiment, and they got creamed.
I mean, that's a lot of people who hates the Wolf Dragoon. There's good reasons for that, at least. And even in universe, there's very good reasons for people hating them because, let's be quite honest, they having bounced from one lord to another doesn't endear you to anyone. And they got into the worst of it with just about everyone here. They got in with the Merrick Civil War, the Endurian conflict. If you're looking at the Merrick side, they were in the Fourth Succession War during the whole thing.
They were messing around with Davion during Galatea.
Yeah, I mean, Galator, not Galatea, Galator. Yeah. I mean, they were in the thick of it with everyone. So
they were committed to their deep recon, and by God, did they go deep and did they recon? But they made a lot of enemies that came back at them.
And they decided to still betray the clans.
The list keeps getting longer. I can't stop fucking everybody over. It keeps going. The Wolf Dragoons were moving different. The issue, my main grudge against them is because they're a neat thing from like a in-universe perspective of a clan scout force who showed up and everyone was looking at them weird because of all the gear they brought with them. What I find annoying is that everyone runs them because they're like just better mercenary pool.
Mm-hmm.
On like the Master Unit list because you get clan stuff, you get clan refits, you get all of the best some of the best mercenary mechs. You get the like Marauder 2, and it's just like, why build a thematic list when you have the toy boxes, every toy in it? You got cousin Timmy's Lego collection in a divorce. Why play anything else? Why play with your Mega Blocks?
That's a problem with Wolf's Dragoon in general. Yeah, there's a lot of weird things going on here. If you're looking at thematic lists, Mercenaries are fun because you can literally go to your toy box, like you said, and grab whatever mech and put them on the table and just say it's a merc, and you'll be good, right?
And that's another thing is like list composition. But Frosty, I don't think the Dragoons ever betrayed anybody. It's just that they let their contract expire and then they moved on. So they would spend one war shooting at one house and go work for that house.
Yeah, I think they had, what was it, exit clauses?
Yeah, they had clauses to leave.
And then they would always hold their employer to that, whether the employer wanted them to or not.
Yeah.
And I believe that's what pissed off the Drax the most.
Yeah, they were trying to get them to do something suicidal, and they're like, "No, we're done. We're leaving. We're tapping the contract, taking our pay, and going." So it wasn't like we're gonna stab you in the back. It's more we're giving our 2 weeks notice right before Black Friday. Have fun.
Yeah, even when they got betrayed by the Merricks, they waited until the day their contract expired.
Yeah.
And then said, "Oh, by the way, we're actually now in the employ of the Lyrans, so
burn your shit on the way out."
Yeah.
Now,
well, that's tradition. all the mercs that go to Lyrans, they burn everything in their path.
I mean,
Or
it's the
steal
Mercs.
a couple
It's the
mutagens
Mercs.
worth
They should be
of
used to it by now. And Loki can't do shit about it because it's Loki. Not Loki. Safe. Sorry, Loki's just as bad, but Safe is worse. Safe
Yeah.
is the worst intelligence agency in the inner sphere by a far margin.
That's because they're just
The Kearney Islanders, are they part of the Northwinds? Okay, they're part of the
Yes.
Northwinds. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're back too in 3051. That's a really weird one in 3051 with the Islanders actual leader actually being a bondsman and all that stuff. It just it's them trying to fit in all the characters that they have and not knowing what to do with them.
so they just
like
killed
that.
off a bunch of them in that duology.
But yeah, to return to the force composition tangent, the Wolves Dragoons just kind of give you everything you could want, so they're constantly run. Like there's a guy we have at our local shop who almost always runs dragoons, and every time I've played him if not him or the list he gives to somebody because he's doing something else, there's always like 2 Highlanders. There's a couple clan mechs worked in there. I'm sorry, Hollanders, and a couple clan mechs worked in there. And it's just a very unusual, I'm going to try to sit on this hilltop and snipe you kind of list.
I mean, Argyle kind of has a point here. Most merc companies are company size with not always battle mech. You usually have a core of battle mech, but you'll normally have vehicles. You'll normally have infantry and all that stuff.
Well,
with it, I mean, the Great Legion's the best example of this, of how they worked.
Well, to make it into any of the field manuals, there is not a pure infantry unit except for the elemental one.
Pure infantry, I mean, it would be great to ire, to be honest.
Yeah.
But as a actual unit in the Battletech universe, I mean, you wouldn't last long as a pure infantry unit. Not for very long, at least.
Yeah.
You just place them on a core world as just like
police.
National. Yeah. Well, National Guard.
Yeah.
You assign them to like a mining colony in the periphery. So, like once again, I think mercs will have a sweet spot in the periphery, especially because chaos always invites vultures, one way or the other.
Yeah, the whole like the company size units. That's going to be where they're going to make their money or die. Either.
Yeah, because I mean, even then, once again, the great houses, they can't really commit to go kick the front door and on whatever periphery state is around them, because then that's committing resources away from the actual borders that matter. So mercs could even fall in under both sides. Just go see if you can knock over the government on these Turian worlds and let us take them over, or see if you can go steal some money off of the Canopians to keep them busy and away from our border.
Yeah, point man.
Try to blow up that ship that's carrying shitload of drugs from Canopus before it reaches our borders.
Yeah,
not to be too topical here.
Yeah, we would prefer the smuggling base on the Canopian side of the line gone, but we can't send our actual guys in. So we'll hire Jimbo and his guns.
Jimbo's guns? Yeah.
How do you have any weapons to declare? Just these 2 guns.
And then I need to find Johnny Bravo for that there. Eridani Light Horse has a weird history because of the Eridani Light Horse lawsuit. That's what is the whole mess with Eridani Light Horse. I mean, they keep destroying them and bringing them back because of legal trouble, which is, par for the course in Battletech history.
Oh, like actual legal trouble?
Yeah.
Rite of passage.
You've never heard of the Calbeck issues? Calbeck is quite an individual. He is And I'm not gonna talk bad about some people because they're nice, but I wouldn't trust them, not too much at least. Basically, he wrote Eridani Light Horse's stories, and he claims it basically as his own, and it would basically give him an in to write BattleTech stuff without having to license it. That's his old thing there.
Well, you're missing it the whole fact where they took a fan site and turned it into the actual official website, and they didn't scrub it.
There's so many things wrong with Battletech. I mean,
It is.
we make fun of CGL and we talk bad about them, but yeah, Battletech has always been mismanaged.
That's mostly because they're the current guys. If like
that is the current guys. That was under
Tops.
Well, it was under Tops. Yeah.
Not
no,
Tops.
What I mean is our ire for CGL is because they are the current guy. If a new company came in was fumbling just as much, we'd be on this new one just the same.
Depending on the company, I mean, sometimes we can be like, you guys are really dumb. And if they turned around and said, yeah, that was dumb, that'd be great. I'd love a company being able to do that just once.
Just being honest.
Just be like, yeah, that was a really dumb thing to do. We shouldn't have done that. Like the No Man's Sky guys. No Man's Sky, when it launched, they had their head up their ass so deep that they thought they were giving God's gift to man as a game, and it was terrible.
After the issue that was
almost 6 years, they fixed it.
Yeah.
And they every time they release a big patch and stuff like that, you can see that they're humble about it and that they're like, yeah, it was bad when we started, but look at all that cool shit you can do. You can do a flying Nokia phone. Yeah. That was the lead of No Man's Sky keeps posting the ships that people are making in No Man's Sky on X. There was the flying Nokia phone, a giant boombox, so many cool shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what I'd want from more companies. Just be honest and say, like, yeah, that was a dumb idea. We shouldn't have done that. I mean, I'd be much more forgiving if companies did that. CGL, they're never admitting anything, and they're just digging. And they're very good at digging. It's going to be deep pretty soon. The Golden Boys.
It's already deep.
Geez, their logo is a basketball jersey. Militia basketball team from the Free Rasselhague Republic. What? my only answer to that is what?
What?
2 companies, 5 mechs and 7 vehicles, and artillery, fire supports, and scouts. I mean, that's not a bad composition.
There you go.
I mean, that's a perfect like police force or whatever. That's basically what you can militia basketball team.
Using that to garrison 3 planets within the same system. I mean, it's not bad.
I mean, if you have a dropship, you're able to bring the mechs and you're able to bring some of the infantry. I mean, if you get a bigger dropship, you can maybe bring more of the stuff. And I mean, that's reasonable. I mean, I wouldn't be sending them to, fight, but
yeah,
they faced the Kaplan Confederation, 212th Infantry Regiment, and an elite Word of Blake raiding force. Withdrew to avoid fighting and retreated off-world. They haven't been destroyed. See? They're superior to a lot of mercenary unit in that era.
They survived.
And what era? What era do they survive? Do they exist in?
That's it. Jihad.
Yeah, Jihad. Yeah, basically.
Clan to Jihad. It looks like.
The first contract was with the Outworld Alliance in 3056. Okay, the basketball team from New Oslo went on Thun to play the Republic Cup. But then the planet was invaded by Clan Wolf, so they seeked vengeance and formed their own military command.
But not after the clan invasion.
Yeah, well,
4 years
first
later.
contract 3056.
So 4 or 5 years later.
Yeah, from 3056 to now, because we don't have a death date for them. So but as the Golden Boys, so what's her face? A lot of basketball players wouldn't be too happy about that name, I guess. I don't know.
Heck, you could say they went back to Rasalhague Dominion.
I mean, there's a lot of things. You can write an entire, storybook about that. They've got what, 2 pages? A page in supplemental and a page of supplemental 2. Yep, that sounds about right. Oh, and Periphery 2nd edition, so it's technically an old thing.
Oh, actually, the 3 pages, dude.
I'm looking it up.
They were in the original field manual.
Jeez,
Page 112.
Well, 4 pages with that mention on the Periphery 2nd edition, which is probably where it says that they worked for the Outworlds Alliance. So there are mercenary units that are very fun.
These guys will not be in the Catalyst Mercenary Field Manual. These guys are just way too cool and quirky, and
Can't have nice
they're
things.
too
No,
unique.
they're modern.
They're too unique to allow them to be in there.
If they bring it to 3150, it'll replace the Golden Boys with the Golden Girls, and now there'll be a girl unit with a girl boss, and
And they all complain about their dead husbands.
They'll complain about not getting paid as much as
the Golden Boys.
The Boys Mercenary word.
You know those videos that used to go around on Vine where dudes would walk up to like the target sign or a stop sign or something and just throw a dildo up in the air and see if they could get it to suction cup to the sign?
Yeah.
So it was really high up and you would need like a cherry picker thing to go and get it down. So when these Golden Girls take to the field, we take bets on what color the dildo is going to be and which torso location is going to stick to the mech.
I've got a special AC2 round. I've got 1 ton of dildo rounds.
But in the last 100 years, they have not turned a profit.
Exactly. Fighting Urukai, that's another one that I keep seeing.
I've heard of those guys before. They always sounded cool.
2795, so it's an they're old blood and destroyed in 3067.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, every single cool Merc unit was destroyed then, except the Golden Boys. Golden Boys endured.
That's only because they were forgotten about it, like the Black Thorns.
Yeah. In a universe of giant stompy robots, it's really nice to have a little J.R.R. Tolkien reference thrown in there. The Fighting Urukai, that's tight.
Yep. I mean, they had 3 regiments during the 3rd Succession War, the 4th Succession War, and the Clan Invasion. And past the Clan Invasion, they got beat up. But that's more understandable during that period.
but they're only down a regiment if you really do the math.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably we're trying to rebuild kind of situation. Because there's still
the Sluggers were their kind of their green unit, and then
Gravewalkers, Hounds. I mean, all cool names. But I mean, did they ever get a novel?
No.
Different
No.
Ope. Hard Luck Case. They've got a few short stories, it seems.
Oh, that must have been one of the writer's personal units then.
Which is not bad. I mean, it's better than some of their units. Hey, the Greenhaven Gestapo. Those are great guys. They're very good people. All great people. Hey, if we're talking about mercenaries that become Aus units,
Oh, Jesus
Who does
Christ.
the Greenhaven go on to join?
nobody.
There's
They
only
were
one-
exterminated.
They got killed. They got put.
They got put down like bad by the Star
around.
League. Like
Oof.
I have them still around, but that's because I've got the RimWorld's Republic still around, you know. And I mean, now they're the secret police of they're the
Hey,
actual
are you,
Gestapo
are
of
you,
the RimWorld's Republic, not a mercenary unit. Well, kinda.
Did you see where Stefan said that his headcanon for the fictional Stefan Amaris in the Rimworld's Republic is that they speak Urdu?
Yeah,
You saw that?
Urdu.
Are you going to carry that over into yours? Because that's kind of
Well,
tight.
probably. I mean, it would. Yeah, well, they'd speak Urdu, but their first leader was actually a Jewish man, so that'd be weird, but it still works. I mean,
Oy vey.
hey, he was prime minister. Okay,
That
he
would
was
make,
a good man. He married a good Jewish girl.
that actually would be interesting. Is like the various remnants of the Rimworld's armies just kind of scattering into the Merc pool to get out of Dodge.
A lot of
That
them
was a
did.
that was a thing. Like Congo Mueller, literally just I can't stay in Germany because I live in East Germany, so I'm gonna go be a mercenary.
I mean,
Oh yeah, that guy. I really need to brush up on
Your
my
historic mercenaries.
brush war, my brush war and African bush
Yeah.
war lore.
I mean, in my case, a good chunk of the Rimworld's Republic moved there. Okay, on the planet of promise and Stefan and holiday and calm, peace. You know, good names, good clean names for a new Apollo because, well, we have Apollo already, but this is Apollo we've got at home. I mean, if you look at a
Another
lot of
Apollo.
the Rimworld's Republic, they did either go, a lot of them joined the other house militaries or went mercenaries.
Which again, you have a force already. You go off and do your own thing.
Mm-hmm. Grave Walkers were 2 regiments. Hey, they toughed it out until 3079?
Yeah. They got pulled into the 2nd Battalion of the Kellhounds.
Oh, they became a Kellhounds. They became the Kellhounds rather than becoming a Kellhound the successor unit.
Succession unit, yeah.
Because I mean, the Kellhounds are the regiment that's basically the Ultramarines. You've got more successor chapters than actual Ultramarines. You know.
You know, that's something I never really understand about folks. Homebrew merc units that are Dragoon, Kellhound, what have you, successor chapters. It always seems like they're led by a high-ranking officer who was really good with really good totes besties with Morgan Kell and Jamie Wolf, and Jamie Wolf authorized them to take this battalion and go do this and blah blah blah. And I'm like, dang, you know, you got all these homebrews and fandom friggin' merc units. It's like, dang, you guys really make Jamie Wolf and Morgan Kell and all these mercenary leaders out to be like Father Christmas, jolly, happy, friendly. Oh yeah, sure, very agreeable yes men types. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure if you told Jamie Wolf, hey, we're like totes besties and like drinking buddies, I'm gonna take my battalion and go rove around the inner sphere and make my own fortune, I'm sure he'd be like, oh, you can do that, but you're leaving the battalion behind.
Yeah. That's why, like,
You're not
I'm
doing
gonna go
that.
off a little tangent about the unit I spun up because I want to just find out my old Arma unit Arbor patch. Griffin Security Solutions.
Put your mouth closer to the mic real quick.
Griffin
There you go.
Security Solutions. Our bar is lower, so yours doesn't have to be. And it was just me, like me cooking up because it's like I was looking at like of the roster pools of mechs. It's like, okay, I like Steiner the most, so that would make sense. They're Steiner aligned mercs, so I mean my pool of models has gotten so big, I just kind of do whatever and try to at least stick it to a unit. But it's like if I'm talking about like custom units, like these guys have a union maybe on a good day. They're not flying around with an army in tow. They're going to do shit. They're gonna go launch raids, go do pirate hunting campaigns. You got to keep the scale simple because it also just means you can have fun with it too.
I mean, if
Well,
you're role playing it, I mean, there's a whole lot you can do.
Right,
So-
especially with campaign operations, and that's kind of what we did. Was we were doing one while our group was trying to test out organized campaign play. where it was the Capellan invasion of the Oregon Reach. And so we all were assigned like you're probably gonna die. Casualties are gonna be heavy. This is just us finding how we can break campaign ops for like larger group play.
Mm-hmm.
And we were all told basically to cook up your own like mercenary units and keep them like reasonable. And once again, your force pools weren't super big, super crazy. So you're allowed to keep it small because you're only going to get a company at most, depending on your resource allocation rules. And with that will also be a mixed company. It's not going to be just 12 pristine mechs. You're going to have hover tanks and infantry and all that mixed in.
You're gonna have 8 locusts and 4 good mechs.
I think mine was a Vulcan. Like the scout force was a Vulcan, a Locust, a Commando, and a Valkyrie.
Reasonable.
That's kind of solid, actually. I'm not
Yeah.
even gonna lie.
I mean,
like we did back in high school. Guy there in our hometown, like the OG. Matter of fact, when we did our Battle of Luthien scenario, he got to be Morgan Kell, just because he had so many years of experience and is just overall one cool dude. OCD status. It was like, yeah, he's definitely Morgan Kell, and but anyway, we were doing an RPG. Myself, my brother, Wade, and Peter, and we did like 1 or 2 missions, and then we found ourselves in the hiring hall, like trying to figure out what to do next. Well, Armed Forces of the Federated Suns recruiter sitting around, and he goes, "Why don't you do a term? Why don't you guys bring your mechs, do a term of enlistment with the Armed Forces of the Federated Suns?" Okay, this sounds like a great idea. Next session. So while you guys were in transit to the Sarna March, Hans Davion married what's her name Steiner. So now you're actually in service to the Armed Forces of the Federated Commonwealth. Do you still want to remain a part of this? It's like, yeah, you know, we're short on cash. You know, we could definitely use this. Okay. You're in the front line, tip of the spear of the first wave of Operation Rat. Have fun.
hey,
What?
that's great money, man. I'd love to do that.
Great money, yeah, but
To live long enough.
turns out a lot of those little pissant mercenary lances and companies were getting bought up by the Federated Commonwealth for the sole purpose of being cannon fodder for Operation Rat. We were
Well,
one of them.
That's the beauty of a succession war.
And that's where role playing as mercenaries is really fun. And you know, because you can do fun, silly stuff like that. Like you got to think that side of the inner sphere. You know, they wouldn't have necessarily known about the clan invasions, so Federated Commonwealth gives you a contract to go fight in the Rasselhog Republic. You're thinking, oh, cool, we're gonna be putting down Curidan Special Forces and privateers. Oh no, you are getting chewed up by Clan Ghost Bear and Wolf and Jaguar. You're gonna die.
Is the Locust more expensive than if the Locust is not that expensive? The engine's expensive though. You're right there. Frosty's saying that here to flee the Urban Mech. The Urban Mech's stupidly expensive because it's a 30-ton. The Commando with no harms, well, yeah. The Savannah Master would also be a thing that is freakishly expensive because it's got a fusion engine still in it. So, I mean,
but my thing with homebrew Merc units has always been like, I feel like it makes sense for pickup play. Like, dude, I don't care. I just want to smash giant robots together and have fun. Okay, cool. But you get to a point where it's like, how are you a mercenary unit and you have a dire wolf, a fully functioning dire wolf? How do you have
a merc at that point? You're just a house unit at that point.
Or I mean, or a Solaris jock. I mean, and if you're a Merc unit and
Yeah.
hiring Solaris Jocks, you're loaded. 'Cause those guys are not coming cheap.
And oh no, Solaris Jocks, Gray Norton did not come cheap. What you got with Gray Norton did not come cheap either. But like, I'm sitting here and like, and I get it. Like, the majority of your modern BattleTech player base is made up of, I bought Agoak, I bought Clan Invasion, I bought Alpha Strike, because the Alpha Strike box, we can rehash that
The
Alpha
box
Strike
is great.
argument all day long, but at the end of the day, the box is an excellent value. It's 13 mechs, 8 Intersphere,
Yeah,
5
even if you're
clan,
not
like,
using
really good stuff
even if you're
is
not
in
using
there.
the simplified rule set.
We found a better simplified rule set
Oh,
anyways.
Just for the mini.
oh, actually, I was gonna say, speaking of simplified rule sets and derailing myself, but Siberian Troll over on Patreon posted, he calls it Battle Strike. It's for he made it for his kids, but a cursory glance of it, I said, "Holy crap! This is like way simpler than Alpha Strike, way simpler than DFA's Override." Like, I'm going to take these to Kinko's, get them printed, and give them a try. This looks incredibly simple, and even for adults like me, I'm on the go. I don't really have a whole lot of time. Hey, this might be how I have to play with myself until Aces comes out, because I really want to play with myself, but it's hard.
I mean, honestly, if you're a Merc
So-
unit and you've got a Direwolf, sell the Direwolf for parts. And yeah, you're gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
making more
Oh, yeah.
money than using it. You're gonna be able to buy like 2 Atlases for that Direwolf.
Hey,
Hold that
commander,
gunship quick,
commander of the first Davion Cav. I see you have that Devastator, and it's really cool. I have parts to run that Devastator, but I don't have one. But I do have a Direwolf. Would you like to trade? Oh, let me talk to the quartermaster. Oh, the quartermaster says NIS really wants that Direwolf. So, yeah, that's a good trade. We can do that. Tight.
There
Let's
you
go.
Because like we were saying when we were talking about clan, the fourth generation and force composition rules. I mean, your Merc commander can have a Direwolf or whatever. I mean, it'd be a really fancy thing, but there's no way your line regiments and your line units are going to have the cash and the resources to be able to get it, even in the Dark Age era, where people say like, "Oh yeah, but the Sea Fox sell to everyone." The Sea Fox are not that big still, right?
Number one, and then number two, sell to everyone. Yes. Do you have the cash for that thing?
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is I feel like could be a fun, like I mentioned in the Discord chat earlier, a fun home rule for if you're using like an inner sphere mule and you want to pull a specific variant of the mech, and is depending on what mule you're using. Like, are you a house unit? Are you a merc unit? Are you like a specific merc unit? Do a roll. And if you roll low, that thing's tore up. So now you got to start downgrading and swapping to inner sphere stuff.
I mean, it's an omni-mech, so as long as you've got pods,
Right.
you're
Right.
fine.
But the issue is unless you
Yeah.
have
But now
Yeah.
your
I've done that
Direwolf,
before.
but now your Direwolf has inner sphere medium
Yeah.
pulse lasers instead of clan
Yeah.
medium pulse lasers.
I did that once. It was I started out with a Nova S, and one of the arms got blown off. So when we repaired it, I had to swap to all inner sphere medium lasers instead of, because there was no
Yeah.
clan equipment
Yeah,
where I was
it's
at.
like
That is fun.
But can I tell you why that's actually kind of tight though? Assuming it was 6 inner sphere standard medium lasers in that arm, you save a ton of heat, but you still have a really nice damage output from that fist.
Oh yeah, it was worse.
The main
way
issue
worse.
is inner sphere mediums aren't a pocket large. That's the big money. That 7 damage pocket large laser is just nasty.
I mean, 7 damage for 5 eat at that range is unbeatable. Like,
but back to my original point. So your majority of the modern BattleTech crew, it's I bought Agoak, I bought Clan Invasion, and then I bought Alpha Strike. Turns out I don't want to play it because that's not what we're playing. But the mechs are cool. Okay, cool. So this is my pool. Well, we all know exactly what you have because we've all bought those boxes. thing now becomes, okay, well, what are you going to play as? Oh, well, I'm going to be a merc. Okay, I'm rocking up with a Warhawk. I'm rocking up with a Warhawk Prime. I got a Timberwolf Alpha, and then I got a couple of
I've got a Stormcrow
cool.
and a Wraith, and
Because like I guess because is that like I always try and build my BattleTech lists like narratively. Like, is this something that the First Knights of the Inner Sphere would have had? Well, if I'm doing First Knights late Clan Invasion era, yes, First Knights would have had a Timberwolf. They went to Huntress. Paul Masters gets shot out of his grandma's Phoenix Hawk and gets himself a Huntsman. So yes, I will have a Huntsman in my Free Worlds League list because that's Paul Masters right there. And yes, I paid for him to be a 2-3 pilot in this thing.
Right.
But if I'm first Knights early Clan Invasion, no, I'm not going to have Clan Omnimex because they weren't fighting the clans at the time.
Right.
So
Like
I just wish people would. Hang on. Let me finish my point here. I just wish people would be would have a little more discretion and thought into their mercenary lists instead of just saying, "Oh, well, I pulled from Mercenary General in this era, and now I get to use everything I've bought." On one hand, pretty cool, good. I get it. I understand wanting to use the things you've bought. This is why when we go play with Stefan Amaris, is why I always bring all this terrain, because it's like, I bought all this shit, I built all this shit, we're gonna use this shit. If you don't like it, make your own shit, you know what I mean? But at the same time, there comes a point where you have to be a little bit sensible about it.
Right. And that's what I try to do.
It's Crab's turn to talk. Let's use.
Yeah. Crab wanted to say something.
Yeah.
Give him the talking stick.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, 2 quick points. On the narrative thing, yeah, most certainly, I definitely agree. It's one of my favorite market units.
You're walking away. We can't hear you.
I literally had.
Yeah, come back to your microphone.
Sorry.
It's a talking stick, not a walking stick. Hey.
But yeah, like one of my merc units, I purposely have a whole lance of blackjacks because that is a merc mech. Mm-hmm. They're freaking everywhere. They have bad reputation, and you know what? They actually do make for decent fire support if you give them some special ammo.
It's actually a great mech once you dig into it. Especially the more advanced versions, obviously, but I mean, the Blackjack does a great job. Yeah. And the one with large lasers, I mean, it's a winner. Let's go with that. It's a winner.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the whole Direwolf thing. In a campaign once, we played it a little bit of spreadsheet tech. I captured, what was it, a Man of War with that 400 XL clan engine.
God,
selling that engine alone was enough to pay for my entire Lance's repairs, rearmament, and we had enough for operations.
There you go.
See, and that's another one of those mechs that it's like, when I saw that the Man of War Charlie was in the Grey Death Legion box at Barnes & Noble, I said, why on earth would you, as a mercenary commander, even if your one is esteemed and as wealthy as the Grey Death Legion in the era that box is set in, because it's an Ill-Clan era box, it's got a regent in it.
Yeah.
But why on earth would you want a Man of War? Other than the fact that it's a slightly better, due to the sheer goodness of Clan Tech, it's just a better charger.
Yeah, it's a clan charger.
It's still the Man of War. What are you doing?
It's going to be so expensive to upkeep.
I mean,
like, as soon as I salvage one, I'm parting it out, fudge. Joe wanted to say something after Crab. I just wanted to comment on that.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, is, like, there are some that end up winding up on Inner Sphere production lines. Like, I think the Timberwolf, after an extent, it's expensive, but it shows up everywhere.
No, the only people building it in the Inner Sphere before they were built on Wine Garden was Ark Royal Mechworks. Well, not Ark Royal, Clan Wolf in Exile Facility 72 or whatever. So, basically, Ark Royal Mechworks, the clan division.
Contracted. Yeah.
I mean, they're the people for Clan Wolf in Exile. I mean, there's no clan. The clan mechs being in production in the inner sphere is closer to Jihad era because all the production before that was in clan space. Then when the Rasa Lake people, well, the Ghost Bears moved to the Rasa Lake Republic permanently, let's say, they moved their factories and their stuff in. So that starts there. Clan Jade Falcon turns the factories on Sudeten and on Twycross and places like that into clan factories because they got their factories repoed by the adders, so they can't use them anymore. A shitload of planets here. I mean, I'm gonna go over here. I mean, that's the thing. If you look at the clan corridors here, where the clan corridors were, there's a lot of massive production planets in that general area. And the clans basically started using those factories, but that was Jihad era. So if you're playing Civil War, like everybody is, because everybody says the Battletech ended 3068, well, you're not going to have clan mechs just floating around for fun. You're going to have the clan mechs that you stole when you did Operation Scorpion and Operation Bulldog. That's part of the lore of my character that I play in the videos. His dad was in Operation Scorpion. He brought back an adder that is all busted up, but they used it as a training mech before they went to archers and other things like that in their family. That was the training mech for the family. It was the adder that was all busted up that they bought and brought back in. The commander of one of the Oregon units that I've got written up, he went to Turtle Bay to rescue his grandpa. Well, not grandpa. It's a weird story, but basically they go to rescue part of a family on Turtle Bay. They duel a garrison commander and a rifleman 2C. He beats it with his own beaten up old rifleman. He beats the rifleman 2C and rescues the pilot from the downed rifleman 2C and brings him with him and steals the mech at the same time. So that guy becomes a bondsman for the Oregon house that brought him, and they've got a rifleman 2C that they kept upgrading and working on and kept in production order up until 3155. So, I mean, that's how you write these kinds of things. You're not just like, yeah, I'm besties with Morgan Kell, so he gave me a Timberwolf. Yeah, that's just not how it works.
I thought the actual Wolf clan produced Timberwolves up from 3060 to 3070 when Tamar got nuked.
They build them on Tamar?
I thought they did for like 2 years.
Yeah, that's not a very long time.
I know. But because remember, they lost all of their wonderful
fuckers.
Clan W8 factory built Sun Cobras, Lobos, and Tundra Wolf. That's a post Jihad facility.
Ooh, Lordy building Sun
Warg
Cobras
and Salamanders battling. OZ1 built
Gargoyles.
Built Minor Wars. Yeah, I don't see Timberwolves there. Tamar Arms? Did Tamar Arms builds no Sturmblitz? That's Clan Elsor's factory building. Okay, so it's the it's the Wolf Clan OZ1 became HH Industriplex Alpha. That's what happened. Oh, and you've got a factory building lumberjacks. Yeah, boy, I got Miss Chainsaw.
Because I thought they were building them in like
Oh, shit! The motorcycle decides to fly up on my left side, almost touches my bumper, cuts across 3 lanes, cuts between Landstar and a Honda Civic, and almost gets squished. Sorry about that. You don't see that every day, but when you do, you see it. Oh, Lordy.
Oh, this version of the Lumberjack replaces one of its dumper with an LRM-10. Hell yeah!
Yes.
Hell yeah! A chainsaw and an LRM. That's a great. North
That's
Storm.
all he needs.
North Storm. It's true. I haven't worked on factories in a couple weeks here because I had all sorts of other things to do, and I've got a lot of painting to do. I might want to do North Storm at some point. Don't think North Storm ever built Timberwolves. Night Stars, Maelstroms, Thunderhawks, Xantos for some reason, Hunchbacks.
Thunderhawks and Xanthos.
I have
Thunderhawk
returned
is nasty. Xantos is not.
I've returned
It
from the
can be.
land of toilet.
Xanthos can be nasty. Romano here uses quad mechs, and he's gross with them, and he makes people not like him.
Look,
I mean,
I'm
there's not
the
that
guy-
they're bad, but the Xantos is a
Xanthos
rough
is
one around the edges.
unusual. I usually use the Scorpion. The worst one I've used was the
Prof, it's in the text for the Timberwolf, actually.
Okay. Who built it?
Kellon?
Romano, what'd you say the worst? What'd you say the worst quad mech is that you've used?
It would have to have been when I was doing it was a late era game, and I was playing Hell's Horses, so we're prefacing there.
And they were built by hand.
You used a Harpagos?
I used the Doom Courser, a Harpagos, and a Notos. So I used one of the Hell's Horses quad mechs and 2 quad Vs, backed up by some Eponas carrying battle armor.
Oh, you're a naughty boy, aren't you?
Well, it helped.
Courser looks silly.
Isn't that just an urban mech on a horse?
No, it's a Gauss rifle and a Lerm 20. It's more than an urban mech.
All right, an urban mech 2C on a horse.
Oh, I wish you could have been here with us a couple of weeks ago when we built the Sirocco 2C. That was silly.
Silly and fun.
That was a good.
Terravac 40s is
my
great.
boys got Tremodels. We've got to get them to you.
I'll talk to you about that here in a second.
The Timberwolf was built on Weingarten. Weingarten. Le Jardin du Vin. But that's Geode era. It's also Geode era. And then they lose the factory. They lose the factory to Clan Ellsworth because they get the hell out of Dodge, and Clan Ellsworth takes it over.
But I think they were using like drop ships to build them, because they were doing everything by hand.
Yeah, an orbital production facility.
Yeah.
But
shouldn't be pleasant. I mean,
but it's just really weird that it seems like every mercenary unit has a couple of Timberwolves floating around.
Hey, now they're making
I mean, for mercenaries, Omnimex are fantastic. Every merc outfit would want Omnimex. That's for sure. The problem is how expensive they end up being, and if they're Inner Sphere Omnimex, like I've been doing them, every single Inner Sphere Omnimex I could get my hands on, I've been doing, and they're all Draconis Combine built. So it's not the easiest thing to mess with, you know.
Like you think the Omni Firestarter would become more prolific. The Omni Blackjack would have been more prolific.
No, they are prolific. If you look, I mean, the problem is people don't run them because they don't have them in boxes, right? But I mean, if you look at not rats, but you look at like formations and stuff like that, yes, they should be prolific. They should be very common because they were built. Those are the kind of mechs that were not built just by Lucian Armor Works. I think Coventry built them. A bunch of people at St. Ives built them. All those things could have been built by just about everyone. And yes, you can stick a chainsaw in a pod system. That works. I mean, nobody really does it, but they can. I mean, that's why I've been doing those unit composition rules, and I've sent the rule set to Otterpop so he can put it in his next magazine. Not the actual list, but how to build the lists. I mean, that's why I do these things, because it makes a lot more sense. It makes a lot more sense. Like, I'm making a Camachos Caballeros unit. What should I get for it? Well, here's your list. That's the kind of shit you're going to be getting as a Camachos Caballeros. You're not going to be getting your, your Timberwolves and your stuff like that. You want Omnis?
But
You've got the
he
Firestarter
did have
Omni
one
there.
though.
Blackjack
That
Omni.
guy,
Yeah.
that guy did have one. Their CO did, but he was the CO of a regiment, and he had fought the clans and salvaged it. So there was at least a narrative reason for him to have one, other than he has a Timberwolf because we say so.
Yeah, I have to rewrite this
Mhm.
bit because it's not the same. It's not written up as the same year. Now that I've got actual rules for it.
That's
But
that's the reason why our house rules include any clan Omni must be a 3/4 pilot or better. Because if you're able to salvage that, you're not giving it to like your basic dude. You're giving it to a commander who's earned it.
Veteran,
the Avatar is one of the better Inner Sphere Omnimex. I'll be quite honest. It's up there. The only reason I wouldn't put the Strider in the A tier Inner Sphere Omnimex is because it's got those silly single eat sinks. Stick double eat sinks on a Strider.
Why is it singles in an era of various improved weapons?
Is because
same reason that they put singles on the Panther.
Yeah, technically, the Auscarita doesn't have enough double eat sinks. That's the reason why.
And I think they had extra production from the Panther line for singles.
I mean,
is the canon reason.
I mean, that's why my rebuild version for a Meirian does use double eat sinks, but it would be the Strider 2, technically, not the regular Strider. It'd be an evolution of the design, basically. Because, I mean, Strider itself, I mean, it's got a standard engine, it's got case, it's got the only thing that takes up a lot of room is that endo steel. It's got a decent amount load capacity. I mean, I just had the video on that there. Decent load capacity. It doesn't have any built-in equipment except those silly cases, which you need to take out of the pods. And I mean, that's it. I mean, you could stick a light engine in it, but at that point, if you stick a light engine and you make it faster, which is what you probably would do, I wouldn't call it the Strider anymore. I'd call it something else. But I mean, technically, you could have full arms on the Strider too, but there isn't a single configuration that has full arms on it. But since it's pods, you could. And I think it would be really silly to have a Strider with 2 arms on the side, 2 normal human hands on each side. Just be silly looking and very funny. But that's just me.
It's like the you wouldn't download a book meme. You wouldn't put arms on a cicada. Why would you put arms on your Strider?
Because I would. I mean, the fact that it has easy to pilot is also a huge advantage on it. Seriously, it is. It is a solid mech, except for those single eat sinks. But most configs won't have a problem with it, except X-Ray that has a bombast laser. First, it has a big problem. It has a bombast laser. But then it's going to overeat like crazy.
What even is the bombast laser? I've never encountered that.
It's basically what do you call that? It's a Mega Man's X-Buster or Mega Buster. You charge it, and then you shoot. And it has the large laser range and deals 7 to 12 damage and eats like fucking crazy.
I mean, I don't understand why people crap on it. In an era of no ERP PCs, it's a head capper.
Okay.
Look at availability year. It says 3064. So, yeah, you've got stuff that can decapitate at that point.
Oh, wait, what year did you say?
3064. Look, if it was a Succession War weapon, sure, that's a great gun as a Succession War weapon. It's the same thing with the Blazers. The Blazers are not very good. Okay, eat 16 for 12 damage at large laser range is not great, but it is an ed cap weapon that is available technically during the Succession War. It is very technical.
When did you say the bombast is? When did you say bombast is available? Okay, never mind. No, I thought it was Succession War.
If it was Succession War, it'd be pretty good. It'd actually be very good. The only real ed cap weapon during the Succession War would be the binary laser. But, I mean, it's 9 tons, 16 eat, 4 crits.
And the AC.
Ugh.
I know.
Okay, if you're in
I mean,
Gothic,
there is
everybody has them, so everything has been replaced with blazers and light blazers. But in real BattleTech, it's not very good.
Well,
Honestly,
I'm currently
there's so many weapons that
I'm
nobody
currently
takes.
doing the research. Well, I was about to say I'm currently doing the research to do the rules, like how you would set up the map, what rules you would use for BattleTech Vietnam, up to and including. Oh God, I'm going to be putting ice engines on an Atlas. I just lost 3/4 of my weapons complement right there.
Yeah.
Putting a diesel engine on it, but I'm trying to keep it in that
Vibe.
Vietnam
The problem
era. The only thing that's going to have a fission engine is this is a bit of deep lore. In 1950 something, the US Air Force really wanted a nuclear bomber. Not just deliver nuclear
It was
weapons,
nuclear
but
powered.
hey, if nuclear ships can if the Navy's nuclear submarines can stay at sea for months, even years on end, what if we had a bomber that could stay in the air for years on end? A B-36 was refitted. It had like a 15-ton lead-lined cockpit and a fission engine in it. Guess what? We have fission engines in BattleTech. So I'm going to build a fission-powered strategic bomber for Operation Linebacker.
Didn't the
And don't
Russian-
forget
No, I'm gonna make it happen.
the Corvair or the Convair that was on the drawing boards.
Didn't the Russians make a nuclear?
Or are you talking
tank?
about the they built a nuclear-proof one. Chrysler built the nuclear tank. The whole crew sat in this weird World of Worlds UFO-looking ass turret, and the chassis and suspension is where the plant was at. The Army quickly shelved it when they realized, wait a minute, if this thing gets hit or suffers a malfunction in the field, we just irradiated everything.
That sounds like a
Perhaps
bad idea.
maybe we don't do this. Also, the tank is going to weigh way more than it should just due to the lead shielding that it requires.
Hey, wait.
Yeah, this is bad.
Wait. You can replace the nuclear radiation for DDT.
We traded irradiation for DDT and Agent Orange. Yeah, exactly.
If you put arms on a stiletto, it'll be called a Katrina. Badoom. Not sure
Love
you'd
it.
be able to fit it
What?
though, because
But,
it's got ferrofibrous endo steel and a light engine.
What
This
in
is
God-
the stiletto is an odd mech. Another
Who
thing that
gets
should have
it?
been an omni mech.
Romano, you've never seen the
No, I've
stiletto?
not.
It's a Lyran Commonwealth. I believe it's a Lyran Commonwealth.
Yep,
light
Yeah, it's a
mech.
Fire-
fire, it's a
Falcon.
Fire Falcon with the serial number filed off and not being as good.
Oh, I might need that because
I
I
mean,
play lyrics.
2 Streak 2, an LRM5, and a Guardian. It's a thing. It definitely is a thing.
It's
It
a
is.
Fire Falcon. It's a Fire Falcon with the serial numbers filed off, and Jenner-esque armament.
I mean, the one with an ER large and 2 ER mediums and a flamer, yeah, that's a menace. Okay, this is a menace.
Well, that's just a Raven with extra steps.
Details.
Details. I mean, they don't build. Coventry doesn't build a Raven. Coventry builds the stiletto.
It's
The Ravens build.
it's a
Alex
Fire
Ravens
Falcon.
Ravens.
It's a Fire Falcon. It's a Raven. It's a Jenner with the serial
It
numbers
gets the
filed off,
job
depending on your
done.
variant.
It gets
all
the
it's gotta
job
do.
done. It's a bugger. There's a version with a battle
actually
mech
kinda
turret.
tight.
Okay, so why not?
Or
medium lasers, a
Bloodhound?
supercharger, and bloodhound.
Yeah.
I am sniffing somebody out.
Are you saying that this light mech has 4 ER medium lasers and a battle mech turret?
That sounds like a
In
that
two,
sounds like
in
a
two
difference.
turrets. There's one on each
Yeah.
side.
It's got 2 turrets.
Yes.
It's in
Oh!
prototypes, right?
Glorious.
I think it's in pro.
Yeah, that's it.
6X.
XTRO
Yeah.
prototypes. I seen the artwork for it and thought, that's kind of neat, and then moved on. But wow, that's cool.
So many funny things that you sometimes start digging in, and you're like, I wish I had the models so I could print them, and paint them and make a video on it. It's a heavy locust.
I mean, the stuff that
there's another
the stuff that came out in the XTRO series of books, whether it was Phantoms, Boondocks, hell, even the Boondoggles book, you have I think the Enterprise is a 3 million ton warship.
Oh yeah, that
it was a boondoggle because it could only generate 1-2 thrust, so it couldn't actually move without tug ships pulling it.
I mean, look.
But there's so
in my
much stuff
G.I.
in those
Joe rewrite,
XTROs that's just really wild and
in
cool.
my G.I. Joe rewrite, Cobra tries to steal the Enterprise, and the G.I. Joes rescue it, and that turns into the USS Flag. That's what happened. Because it's a G.I. Joe rewrite.
The only
and
thing,
it's awesome.
Listen, I don't envy Gen X for a lot of things. Like, it really sucks that you have popping knees and bad back, he said as he popped his knees and his bad back. But
Hey,
I will say, I am envious of the G.I. Joe toys you guys grew up with, because, oh shit, have I seen pictures of the USS Flag playset? That thing, yes, it may have taken up your parents' living room, but oh wow, the fun little baby tanky would have had with that thing.
And you
I gotta
add
step out. Y'all do
the
one.
best action figure of all time, Marine Gung Ho.
Semper Fidelis.
This is
Look at that.
This is out of box. I think at least minimum like $50 to $75 out of box, not carded, not nothing. Like the Bonham himself is like $50. I was trying to buy one, and I'm like, I don't have $50 to put plus shipping to put on a,
Canadian?
no, US. So real money.
Ooh.
Real money.
I had
On
them growing up.
This is the
I'll
this
find
is
one.
I think
I'll find
this is
one.
I think
I need him.
this is I think one
I need
of
him
the
for my moto wall.
coolest action figure, not in a just as a representation of the Marines. This is the Marines as an action figure. Yes, regular Gung Ho is also
He's
awesome,
so cool.
but in his dress blues, he's just this step up. Shipwreck is still
I
my
need
main.
him for my moto wall
Shipwreck
display.
Shipwreck is awesome as well. It's not
Didn't
something you
Shipwreck
want to
also had
call a Navy guy.
I thought Shipwreck also had a actual uniform one too.
I've never seen it, but I mean, that's the G.I. Joe Classified one? Is G.I. Joe Classified action figure is really good if you get it in good shape, because it's Hasbro, and there's a reason the boxes are don't show the character in it, because half the boxes were shit. That's just me.
What's actually stopping us from slotting Cobra in as a terrorist organization and the Joes in as a mercenary force in a in the Ilclan era and stuff?
Did I remove it from the thing? I know settings. GI Joe's X Battletech Super Crossover. There you go.
Oh, you did it! Hell yeah!
Yeah, I mean that was my project before Vengeance. That's my project before Vengeance. I didn't finish it or anything, but I mean I've advanced it as much as I could. Cobra Commander is Thomas Merrick, as an example, because Thomas Merrick is not the leader of the evil, Comstar. No, he's the leader of Cobra. Makes far more sense.
That's cool. Yeah.
And I had special rules for it as well, based under the RPG for G.I. Joe RPG. Basically, like, what's a critical hit? You spend a character point and you just ignore your critical hits. If you run out of ammo, just spend a character point. You're going to get another ton of ammo for free. Things like that. I mean, it's difficult it was kind of difficult to do, but I mean, I've got a bunch of characters already put down here. Where was he? Gung Ho's there, former clanner that joined G.I. Joe. Piloting an Hunchback C, because that's the kind of stuff that you would have. Well, Bill's
Well,
normally in an
Bill-
helicopter, so that's the artist thing here. But I still gave him a gunslinger because that fits the character. But he has VTOL skill, he has mech skill, and he has dropship skills. So he's a better dropship pilot than a mech pilot. There you go.
Nice.
I would have just given him a yellow jacket.
Sergeant Slaughter himself. That was formerly a Solaris 7 professional arena championship guy for the stage fights, but he got a bad dealing, just like the real Sergeant Slaughter, where during the clan invasion he was booked as a clan sympathizer. So he got a lot of trouble because of that. So he moved on to join the AFFC and became Sergeant Slaughter, piloting a tug called Triple T. Do I still have the custom here? Yeah. Supercharger, Clan Streak 6, Watchdogs, Clan Streak 6, 2 large pulse lasers, 2 machine guns, and a mace, because you couldn't have a Sergeant Slaughter model or unit without a mace.
And
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Well, this is the G.I. Joe mechs and the Cobra mechs are optimized to fuck, okay? They're not meant to be
that sounds like a
nice.
Clan Wolf mech.
The Maudus. Do I have the stats for it somewhere? An Clan ERPPC, a Rotary AC5, and 2 Clan Med Pulse lasers on a Zeus.
It kind of goes hard, not gonna lie.
I mean, it's Roblox mech, so that he got from Melissa Steiner directly. Because the big difference is that Melissa Steiner doesn't get killed in the terrorist attack that normally would kill her, because they rescue her because they're G.I. Joe and they rescue the people that get killed in terrorist attack normally. So there you go.
Rock and roll get?
Catalyst goons scrambling to their discords right now, going, "Oh my God, line developer! We need to see if we can do a GI Joe BattleTech crossover official. This is awesome."
Rock and Roll at an Hunchback 2C called Rock and Roll with 2 Rotary 5s, and 2 4 machine gun arrays in each arm.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That matches his second figure perfectly.
There you go.
That's definitely a different take on a Rack 5 Hunchy 2C. I feel like everyone has expanded the Hunchback 2C and put Rack 5s on it.
Yeah. I mean, with accurate weapon Rack 5, because he paid for the quirks for it. I mean, all of them are fun. Clutch, the guy who doesn't show up in the TV show really, but is always in the comics. Another guy that has a better vehicle skill than.
Hi, Felicia.
Well, that's the name of one of his many girlfriends. The usual. Duke and Stalker were pretty basic. Flint as well. Mud and Junkyard, it's a clan pilot that was in a prototypes thing with a combat dog. So he has his battle mech and a Procyon proto mech that he carries around that's piloted by his dog. So Balius and a Procyon.
Oh, the fucking Balius. Wait, is it the Procyon quad or the standard?
Yeah, Procyon quad, of course. There's a dog in it. Can't be a regular one. I mean, that was the goal. When I was doing this, I was literally going like, what would I buy as an action figure as a kid? A
Huron warrior.
Of course, Spirit has a Huron warrior. He's an Indian guy. Of course, he has a Huron warrior. It's the war chief.
That's racist.
With a clan Gauss, a clan. I mean, all the weapons are clan. That's it. A clan Gauss, a clan medium pulse, and a clan ER large with a watchdog instead of just the improved sensors.
I've actually got a garage cast. Who made it? I think Elfbait made it. It was either Elfbait or Orko One made it back in the day. But I've got a Dark Age scale Huron warrior, and I want to paint it, but it's one of those things where I would want to do that big comm array on the back of its head. I would want to do it up as a feathered headdress, and my painting skills simply are not there to do that.
I had
Huron
asked,
warriors are cool
I had
mechs.
asked Elkite to make the Archangel for Commander Cobra. I have the sheets somewhere. He had made an awful thing with nuclear ATMs because, well, it's Elkite, but
Oh, he made it using the XTRO the
Yeah.
Society rules, where ATMs get improved ATMs get the
Steiner.
nuclear warheads.
Baroness is actually Katrina Steiner that had to run off because she tried to kill her mom, and GI Joe found out. So she took a second identity.
Who's Destro?
I mean, it
No,
fits.
Destro's just
Iron
Destro.
Face.
Destro's
Okay.
just the James McCullen, the 44th, because at that point, I mean, he's not just the 6th or 17th or whatever. He's getting there in numbers. Yeah, I have some of the I actually have models painted for Cobra on my side here, and I have his Marauder, a Marauder 3M, a custom Marauder 3M for him. I'd already had painted that up actually.
Nice.
He's basically the boss. You know, Gibson, the old planet's a factory. Well, he's the boss of the factory. Major Blood was actually a bit of an issue because of his helmet. We were like the Javelin, maybe, but no, we went with a Victor, a custom Victor.
A Victor. Why not a Thunder? Look at his helmet. It's very similar to the Conquistador Thunder helmet.
Yeah, but I had a Victor. I didn't have a Thunder back then. Now I have Thunders.
Or a trench bucket.
Or,
but I have
the newer version of Thunder?
But I have him in a Victor. I already have him painted actually with the black helmet. The Victor has a black helmet, the brown suit. I mean, he looks like our good old friend Major Blood. I mean, there's so much little things I've done. That's a show. That's a comic character only. Dr. Venom, really bad guy. The previous version of Dr. Mindbender. I add some of the Dreadnoughts statted out. Did I? No, I did have some of them statted out. Basically, a bunch of pirates from the periphery that wanted to go legitimate, but all they're doing is being mercs for Cobra, so that doesn't make them much more, much more legitimate. That was a whole lot of fun of a random project to do. I mean, Vengeance is serious. This was just like, what would I buy as a kid? Is if you had GI Joe action figures with battle mechs, This is the most awful weapon of all time, but it's always cool. So, a big cinder block on a stick.
I mean, it's better than football on a stick.
I mean, my folks got some. They pulled some fence posts up a while back, so I've got some steel pipes with concrete just chilling out in the backyard. If I really wanted to, I mean, I could do that. But it's a really heavy weapon.
Mm-hmm. I had plans for all sorts of things, but I mean, I wanted the October Guard, which is, I don't know if they ever came up in the show, but in the comics, they show up every once in a while. They're basically the Russian version of G.I. Joe.
I think they might have shown up in like one episode.
I wanted them to be basically the Liao version of G.I. Joe. That would have been a funny thing here. And random bad guys, all sorts of weird things, aliens, non-humans, wildcats, because I love wildcats. I just, fuck it, I'm going to include it. I mean, everything that was 80s or early 90s could just slot into that perfectly, so it would work. I mean, that was a thing that I would want to go back on at some point, but I mean, I'm busy with other stuff. But I mean,
worst setting in history.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it would, and now yes, I know the CGL guys are going to be like, but can we do? No, the CGL would never go and do a license like crossover for BattleTech, because that would be such a mess. Imagine how messy the license is now. Ads starting to license things in like GI Joe, how awful that would be.
But right now, the crossovers are what are making money. Most of them are printing money.
I don't
Not sure
know.
if
Has
Skybound would be
Voltron
ready to.
has Voltron actually sold units or just a copy?
But that's not crossover. That's a
I
Voltron.
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Not a licensed product, but a licensed crossover product. Okay, I'm tracking now.
yeah.
I'm
So
not sure that
you'll
would
see
work all
like
that well.
Fortnite X Power Rangers right now.
Oh yeah, that's making money hand over fist. You're right, but
Fortnite.
But there's plenty of those type of products.
I only play
Fortnite has
Fortnite with my
been
kid.
a plague.
I only play Fortnite with my kid, but I gotta say, I see the appeal, and you know what, man? If I was a video game developer back in the day, and I would not be sitting here talking to users right now, because who
Right,
I'm up
that is
with
true.
Fortnite,
Helldivers, Halo.
he's just the Fortnite
Yeah.
devs are just sitting there right now, just wondering what the hell they're supposed to do with all this money that they're printing.
Yeah.
Giving it to the CCP, that's what they're doing. That's part of the problem.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, people aren't tied to brands anymore. They're not tied to teams. So you have to get something that they are tied to get them to spend money on your products. So that's why you're getting all these crossover products. That's why
And Divers and Halo's making tons of money. So
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
You know what Battletech Gothic should have been? Something like Diver X Halo. Like you got
actually,
big ass battle mechs,
asking-
you're dropping on a planet, and there's a bunch of giant bugs. Have fun. See, that would actually be more interesting than whatever.
Or
they
like
came up
even
with.
better, recall one of their April Fool's products from a decade ago, where it was more of an RPG book, but it was a Shadowrun Battletech crossover where you had Mani Domini technomancers casting magic from the cockpit of celestial mechs and shit. Why not go with that? An in-house
I don't
crossover.
understand why they haven't capitalized on that. But then again, they killed Shadowrun. I mean, we've seen what product they put out earlier for Shadowrun. I'd have to find a picture. I think it's Ampat that shared it earlier. I don't remember where. I mean, it looked not just bad, it looked terrible. Like,
and I mean, and it just blows my mind that they kill Shadowrun like that, but then at the same time, like that's all they're pushing on their YouTube channel. It's
Holy
Tuesday
shit.
Newsday. Every now and then,
this is an actual product from CGL.
Zoom in on those faces.
Notice that the white guy is the only one that looks trashy and balding and everything, right?
It just looks like everything wrong with the Tumblr art style.
Yeah, this is literally like.
Can you zoom in on the There we go. Wow.
Ampat was thinking. A few people were actually thinking this is AI art and not actual art, but I think it sucks so much that it has to be real.
Look at that
AI
fucking
is too
elf
good
on
for
the
that.
left. That filthy knife here with the fucking Code Lyoko forehead. Over there on the left.
I mean,
we can hear the racism in your voice.
Dude, remember I was getting on that one channel the other day about the that article ago about how the Glee fandom shipper wars on Tumblr are now the reason why one of the reasons why Hollywood media sucks. I mean, there it is. There's a good example of it right there. That could not have come.
Well, that's a hollow
someone
Streets.
who
Isn't
was
that
fighting
kind of
the
like
Glee wars on Tumblr back
early
in the teens.
shrapnel.
It explains so much.
I mean, I'm perfectly okay with them merging Shadowrun and Battletech. This would actually be cool.
Truck.
That would actually be something you do. But no.
Oh yeah, I blow my horn every time I cross state lines. I'm back in Bama, baby, and it's Kay Ivy's problem now. So,
I mean, it's
a crossover.
Shadowrun. I don't understand why they're pushing it
good.
so much as well, because the franchise is dead. The IP's dead. It's not selling units. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's playing it.
I mean, I remember I had gone to a customer in Georgia somewhere, and I was listening to Tuesday Newsday, and I remember Rim talking about how they donated, and she's saying this with a big smile on her face, like she's so proud to be doing this charity work.
Anarchy
They were
2.0 is
able
up on Kickstarter.
they were able to donate like a pallet of Shadowrun books to a couple of libraries. I'm like, wait, hang on a second. You were donating product to libraries. It's one thing if Big Tanky here has a bunch of Agoac boxes and I go to all the local county libraries and donate it to the games bin. It's another thing entirely for you as a company to take your product that is sitting there in your warehouse and just give it away by the pallet load. And you're saying this with a big old smile on your face like you did something good here. On one hand, yeah, maybe, but on the other hand, what does that say about your product that it did not move copies to the point where you're now donating it for a tax write-off?
I mean, it's a good thing because you're encouraging literacy, but it's a bad thing because for your business it shows that this particular brand's dead. And we all know that Rem's only there for Shadowrun, anyways. She got hired for Shadowrun, so.
And that was one of my points that I was going to make, was that on the Catalyst YouTube channel, outside of Tuesday Newsday, and they've been going back and clipping their 16-hour live streams from Gen Con and uploading the interview segments, which don't watch them. They have such poor audio quality. Like, I don't know anything about audio. Rax just sent me a couple of microphone links on Amazon. I'm sure I can do far better than what they did. But like,
listen,
that's all they're uploading is just interviews from people who aren't even Catalyst devs.
She has been in that position for 4 years. She cannot use Instagram.
And that's the only place she posts because she doesn't post anywhere else. So.
I haven't had an Instagram in 2 years, and I guarantee you I activate an Instagram right now and I can be promoting stuff and doing stuff, which is exactly what I plan to do. But no, like all the YouTube channel is just re-uploads of live stream interviews, Let's Play Shadowrun, and a Tuesday Newsday with a couple of Battletech that nobody watches. Like your videos, I haven't sat down and done it in a while, but I'm pretty sure your worst mech video probably has at least 3 times the views that any of Catalyst's videos.
The videos have been doing
unless they drag out Randall or Lauren or one of the big names. That is the only way they get views. I've done the math. And I will quote Rem. The old white guys.
I can do your community management better than the old white guys. That was Six World who did that one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, that was Rim.
No, but Six World's the one who clipped it.
Yeah, he clipped it and made a video out of it. Fully deserved.
He clipped that one and clipped Rim telling Bryn, okay, let's move on. We got to talk about product. And Bryn going, yeah, Rim, it's not like my brother just died or anything. I remember that one too. I was driving through Atlanta when I caught that one. I had to pull over. I had to pull over on the side of the interstate and go, yo, when that happened.
I mean, a 40K crossover with Battletech wouldn't happen for a single reason. Game Workshop and Fan Pro, FASA, and everyone hates each other. So at least there's that.
I mean, in a world where GW is down with licensing their product out to mobile app game devs, I mean, I still have Freeblade on my phone, but like in a world where they're willing to do that, it is kind of shocking that they didn't just go, "Hey, can we do a?"
Didn't they do a deck of Magic cards?
Yes, they did.
They did do a deck of Magic cards. So it's like,
I'm surprised that CGL didn't approach Wizards and say, like, yeah, can we do a Battletech Magic set at this? Well, probably a Shadowrun Magic set wouldn't be a Battletech one because they hate Battletech.
But I mean, a Shadowrun Magic set might actually move some product, you know?
Wrong era. Unfortunately, most of the people are still attached to the 2050, 2060 characters.
The what?
Does anybody actually know any of the characters after 2070?
They're past 2070 now. That's the
Yeah,
better
they're
part.
actually in like the 2080s.
Like, I mean, I remember Shadowrun from 2050 to 2060. That's what I know of Shadowrun because that's when I
what
played.
most people know.
Oh, you guys completely lost me there. You started throwing numbers out like that. I was like, wait, what?
Imagine,
Yeah,
look,
I don't actually know
Shadowrun's just
Shadowrun
as bad.
lore, and I'm okay with that.
Shadowrun is just as bad as BattleTech in terms of eras. That's what you need to know.
Yeah, I'm fine. Listen, I only know Chris Chan lore because it was forced on me. I don't want to know Shadowrun lore, okay?
Look, man, I can unleash upon you the torrents of hell itself with various locale lore.
Don't need it.
Have you heard of Johnny Elbows?
Don't need it. No. That video is probably already demonetized for what Tanky said earlier. We're not going to Johnny Hands and stuff like that here. Nope.
Wait, how did I demonetize the video?
Yeah, Point Man. Unfortunately, there is. I call it the 4 ages of Grognards for Battletech. You have the hardcore 30-25 or bust. You have the guys who go up to Civil War, the people who go up to the Battle of Terra, and then the people who go for the whole shit, which are very few.
Yeah, I mean,
Who go for the what shit?
Who go past Dark Age and stuff. Those are probably the rarest, and they're the people that CGL should be. Never mind. Let's not get into that.
Unironically though, like the way mine and Romano's group does it is, Romano, what's next Monday's game night?
We're 10K Jihad.
We're doing what?
10K Jihad. We rotate
the
eras based upon random dice rolls. So there's not like, oh, some weeks, hey, we try to keep everybody happy because a lot of people like I hit the whole crack pipe and sweep every era for everything I want and will field it as I see fit because I'm willing to engage with the setting at large. It's why I'm like the one guy who's got quad Vs. They have since banned tactical aerospace support because I would just bring some fighters and teach people to fear
Romano. I don't want to get too deep into that. What I was saying and bringing up our group is that we rotate eras. So like next Monday we're going to be doing 8K Jihad, but then the week after it might be 16K Fedcom Civil War. It might be 8K Ill Clan. We just don't know because it rotates. So this way, those grognards who want to stay purely 30-25, they do get their moment in the sun of 30-25. But then those who want to do past that do get their moments in the sun. And it now means, oh wow, even though I only want to play 30-25, I do have these clan mechs, and we are playing in the clan invasion. Okay, guess I'm Clan Wolf now.
That's why I keep saying that they need to do a field manual 30-25 so that almost every person will buy it.
Well, we're getting yet another TRO 30-25 with updated artwork and stuff. So I mean, we do kind of have that, but
for the 10th time.
Yeah.
No,
people will buy it anyways.
I'm buying it.
Probably won't move.
Fuck you guys, I'm buying it.
Probably won't move as much unit as they think it would have, but I mean, I'm not buying it, especially not with the quality of the paper.
And because
not
you
with the
spent
quality
all
of the paper that they're giving us.
And not only that, but you spent all this time doing the Ill Clan and hyping the Ill Clan and stuff, and now you're dropping it back by almost 200 years. Like, what the hell? Why should I, as someone who just started playing yesterday with the Ill Clan, go back to that old era where I don't have all the cool shit that you've given me?
Yeah.
Well, again, it's called that they can't do product launches.
And it'll be delayed until January anyway, so like I'm in no rush to buy. Romano, I went to the local game store the other day on South Memorial, and I was like, "Oh man, dude, I really need to get these. Wait a minute, these map packs have been here for years.
Yep,
I'll buy them when I feel like it. I'm in no rush to buy the maps. I'm in no rush to buy the books. As long as I can get the miniatures, I'll work on getting the books and maps later.
Yeah.
I do want to get the maps so I can cut them out of foam and make them 3-dimensional and stuff, but like that is way down the line.
Let's get a TRO 3000. I mean, I'd be okay with a TRO first succession war, second succession war, third succession war, fourth succession war, something like that. But I mean,
Or like, come on, reprint the Fan Pro books, dude. Reprint Siege of Terra Volume 1 and 2. Reprint Brush Wars. Reprint the Succession War books,
They were 6 years late on the historicals. They announced it in 2020.
Yeah, but that's because they're busy and the editor is a piece of shit on Twitter and, stuff like that.
Everything but them.
It's never them. The art's late, so they can't get it. The art's late. And we all remember the Fan Pro books where it was minis.
Tanky, what?
Up.
You can get Succession War 1 and 2. Printed.
Oh yeah, printed on demand through DriveThruRPG. Yeah.
So,
okay, put all the rest of the books on DriveThruRPG print on demand.
That's where the historicals are supposed to be, but they're not because that should take
the Dragon Heel. The Dragon Heel.
That should take 20 minutes.
Yes, but then they'd have to pay Blaine Pardo more. Look, he'd get a cut out of that.
Look, gents, my offer across multiple servers still stands. Cash out me some money, DM me some numbers. If your numbers are the ones that win the Mega Millions in whatever state I buy it in, dadgum, we'll split it, we'll buy the IP, and we'll take joint ownership of the Battletech.
I still say it's only 15 mil. That's all you need.
You're saying it's 15 mil?
Yeah.
You think 15 mil would buy the IP from Catalyst right now?
No, from Tops.
Oh, from Tops.
Because, I mean, you're not getting the movie rights, you're not getting the TV rights, you're not getting the video game rights.
I'm going 2x of their biggest Kickstarter.
Yeah, that would be logical.
I mean, that's how you count like hotels and stuff. It's usually 5 times what their best year is.
Have we actually figured out who even owns the visual media, i.e. TV and movie rights?
It's the former boss of
Disney.
The guy before Iger.
The guy before Iger?
Yeah.
Yeah, Perlmutter.
No, not Perlmutter. It's
it's Perlmutter.
No. It's what's the name of that company? I can't remember the name.
Perlmutter owns them.
Oh, Perlmutter owns them. Oh well, there you go. So Perlmutter owns them now. But I mean, it's an IP holding company. They own a whole bunch of IPs like that, and they're literally sitting on it because BattleTech is Tormenta. Oh, that's probably the name of it.
I thought it all tracked back down to Perlmutter for some reason because he's the former owner.
No, it doesn't seem to be that.
You guys mean that Natasha Kerensky was almost a Disney princess? Whoa, my science.
That would be that.
Don't you impose that hell upon us.
Tornante. But the thing is, Script Doctor, a guy that does a few streams every once in a while and stuff like that, he pitched Battletech movies in the past. And he can't get it. He could never get it past like the very basic thing because the CEOs and the producers and stuff like that are like, this is too big. This is bizarre. It's giant robots, but they're not moving super fast.
Oh, it's Eisner. It's one of those. Yeah.
Wait, giant robots that don't move very fast doesn't make sense. Yet we still got Pacific Rim, and finally, we have a movie where a guy rides a giant sandworm in a dust storm. And that makes sense.
What's even funnier is the sequel to Pacific Rim. The actors made like, hey, why do the robots move so slow? Can we make them move faster?
Wait.
I never saw Pacific Rim Uprising. I don't care to. I liked the magic of the first movie, and I don't want to ruin it.
Technically belongs to Tornante. Unless they sold it.
Yeah,
They
no,
purchased it in 2007. Companies.
no, because Tops was always private up until 2021 when they tried to go public, and then they got
No,
all.
but it literally says that here on March 5th,
I know.
2007, they purchased stops for 385 million, which is a lot of money. But that would mean that
Yeah.
at least things are a little bit more, together.
I
No,
thought
because
Tops was owned by Fanatics.
they are. What happened was Tops was a private company. They were going public through a what's that called? Where they SPAC.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I got screwed on this one. I was all in. The day before they were to go public with the SPAC is when MLB announced that they were not renewing the baseball license.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because Fanatics went in and offered the players union 3% stake in Fanatics.
Oof. That sounds
And that
like
is
a
what
mess.
Fanatics has done. I'm surprised that there has not been an antitrust suit against Fanatics because they actually now own almost every single license.
Well, it's not surprising. I mean, that's how those companies.
When you say almost every single license, you mean like MLB, NBA,
Yes.
NHL.
all the sport, yeah, NHL, all the sports.
Go look
and then
at
for
who
some,
runs all of
and
their
then for
well,
some
their
fucking
websites.
reason, BattleTech.
Yep.
Sports
Well, that's only because they bought Tops.
This
And
is
they only bought Tops for the up until this year because Tops will probably disappear after next year because of the legalese in the baseball card contract. Because they had the license up until 2025.
this is what Fanatics is all about nowadays.
Yep.
Sports betting and iGaming. And both of those things are a scourge to humanity. This
We literally are in the worst potential route. Can you imagine gambling on Battletech games? God,
Yes.
the horror.
I've seen it happen. It's happened. Myself and Jir Falcon were playing Clicky Tech in high school, and a bunch of folks were putting money down on it.
We're gonna.
I've won money, so I can't say anything.
No, I am personally a huge opponent of sports betting and sport gambling.
I made quite a bit of money off of it, so I can't.
I know. I know people made money off of it. I just find it to be quite distasteful. Let's say. I mean, if you're betting with buddies at home, sure. I mean, I bet $10 that Peyton Manning's gonna wreck his face. There you go. I won $10. But I mean, it's the level at which these sports betting things are going at now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's kind of hypocritical for the leagues to actually have
as well
betting facilities in the stadiums, and the players can't place bets.
Damn.
I am there. There we go. I think we're gonna leave it at that because we talked about all sorts of things anyways, which is great, but I need to get ready to chill out before I go to bed, or I'll not sleep.
You're too turned up, as it were. Too
Can
wide.
I give one future prediction, which I've said on the Discord?
Mm-hmm.
Wait until Fanatics takes Battletech in on their self, and they use even cheaper Chinese sweatshops to make the minis.
I don't think that's possible.
Yes, it is. Have you
What's
seen
cheaper than
Fanatics product?
What's cheaper than VPVC?
Whoever Fanatics uses for all of their stuff.
Ouch. That is a sad state of affairs. All right.
Have you seen some of the jerseys and
Battletech
stuff
would become a card game.
I mean, there was already a card game. Never mind that. All right. I will see everybody later. There is a video upcoming on Friday on the Iron Cheetah. Next week, probably Vanquisher and Shrike. I've got those painted up already. I'm starting on other stuff tomorrow. And be nice to your mom. Remember to call her and say that you love her every once in a while. And I thank everybody for watching. We did have a good number of people. I think we went up to something like 21 people watching at once, which was quite good for a small stream like this. And well, hopefully we get to see more of you guys at some point, and I will see everybody later. Thank you for joining.
You can go cheaper. It's just that you have to go in more. Another Chinese person has to undercut the other Chinese company.
Y'all have a good one.
All right.